Welcome to the Coach and Crew Show. I am your host, Charlie Kraus, and it is Rivalry week here in college football land. And the crew is going to help make some picks. I'm going to go through the games. Hopefully, everybody enjoys. Please subscribe, like, comment, the whole 9 yards. Help support us. And we appreciate all the views and the commentary and the feedback. With that, let's get right into it. Let's start with Thanksgiving night, the Egg Bowl. There's so many storylines in this game. I'll try to keep it short and simple, but the reality is there's a lot to talk about. You got two very dynamic head coaches, the self-proclaimed pirate, Mike Leach. You got Ole Miss with get your popcorn ready. I don't know if Lane Kiffin's staying there or not, but he sure teases the Auburn job and just he never says flat out no, but he always just redirects. There's that whole thing. Mississippi State's won 6 of the last 10. Their most recent win, though, however, was 3 years ago with the unsportsmanlike conduct, lift your leg type of game where they won. So Kiffin is 2-0. The numbers are pretty even, all three considered. Most of us on Crew Nation World is on Ole Miss. If I'm a betting man, I'm leaning towards Mississippi State, even on the road. Tulane and Cincinnati. This one is pretty much the winner goes to the American Championship game. The loser, it gets into a scrambled mess that's probably eliminated. Tulane's coming in off of a blowout victory over SMU. And Cincinnati, we're still comparing Cincinnati to the undefeated season and making it to the top 4 playing Alabama last year. The numbers favor the Green Wave. It's in Cincinnati. It's not exactly going to be warm in New Orleans like weather. Cincinnati has got the Vegas favorites just barely. I'm going to lean towards Tulane. And most of the Crew Nation's on Cincinnati. It's probably a safer pick. But I'm going to go Tulane Green Wave with the upset on Friday afternoon. The Sunshine State Showdown. How's that for you? It's not as good as some of the other trophies and such during rivalry week, but it's still a good one. We got Florida coming in limping off of their road loss to Vanderbilt, and Florida State, who's ramping up. They started off hot, beating LSU, had some oof in the early third of the season, and then since then they've been doing what they should be doing. So a Friday night game, when you're done your holiday shopping and you're just exhausted, you get the pizza, chicken wings, whatever it is. You got Florida and Florida State. Yeah, Crew Nation all seems to be part of the Seminoles. So let's start that chop now. And the Noles just might take it away and look for them somewhere like in possibly the Holiday Bowl. And Florida, first-year head coach, it's just a learning process. 2 of the 3 big teams in South Carolina meet head-to-head in Clemson's version of Death Valley on Saturday afternoon. The only person in the world who cracks his voice more often on camera than me is Sean McDonough calling the game. We'll get the taste of the town with Todd Blackledge. And if you asked me 8 days ago what I thought of this game, I would really not be much interest in it because Clemson's offense has been sputtering at best all season. Their defense has been sound and stout. And then yes, I get the swagger by Beamer. But at the end of the day, their offense and their team has just been to watch. Then last Saturday night happened. If they can replicate that at 50% of what their production level was. Yeah, they have a bad turnover margin, and the year-to-date stats probably don't go in their favor. But I'm kind of liking South Carolina here, folks. I'm sure I'm going to get some heat on that one, and I'm sure I'm wrong, but it's about momentum and energy right now. Traveling outside of the state of South Carolina up to Harrisonburg, Virginia, yes, the Sunbelt East has been fully decided. JMU could officially end up as a co-champion, if you will, with Coastal Carolina. Because this is year one, there is that rule that I think is pretty stupid that says JMU cannot compete for a bowl game this year or a conference championship. Coastal wins, they pretty much host the Sun Belt Championship. It comes down to some tiebreakers. The old BCS computer formulas basically decide in a nutshell who's going. They still meet up on Saturday at noon. JMU's got a loaded offense, and where they've been putting up points left and right. They got a heavy stop run defense. But also in the past month, Coastal Carolina has not allowed a 100-yard rusher and have been making all their teams one-dimensional. Additionally, Coastal Carolina is a +9 turnover margin. And then what I've been using the phrase, the hidden gem for the Chanticleers all season has been their red zone scoring defense, holding teams to 3 instead of a 6. Everybody knows simple math. 3 is less than 7. You do enough 3s, you get some 7s in there, and that's been the difference of a couple of games. Not only that, maybe they blocked a kick or held a 4th down stop at the goal line or at the 10-yard line. Yes, Grayson McCall is out. That's a huge factor in the world of Vegas and a lot of people predicting things. That's probably why the line is so big on behalf of JMU. This is just my analytical side talking. I like Coastal Carolina here. They might lose 67-4 for all I know. They very well could lose 67-4. And I don't know how they would get 2 safeties, but in my example world, they do. I'm still going to stay with my original gut feeling. Coastal Carolina over the JMU Dukes. The game, Michigan and Ohio State. Winner goes to the Big Ten championship game and pretty much is almost guaranteed a spot in the college football playoffs. Losing team needs to cross their fingers and hope for some things to break their way. This is in Ohio State, and I think that's a major factor for a lot of people in our picks. They both can put up points. They both play pretty excellent defense. And let's not kid each other. The Big Ten outside of these two teams is down this year. This game, however, is going to be fun. It's going to be explosive. I think both teams are going to give up more points than they're used to, but it's not going to be a 59-57 type final as well. I think Michigan will cover the spread. It's a full touchdown and a half, so 7.5 point favored. Of Ohio State, I think Michigan covers the spread, but Buckeyes will somehow, some way find a way to get the victory and move on to Indianapolis. I know what I just said about the Big Ten, and I stand behind my words, and so I'm sure I'll get tons of hate from it. That's okay. But one of the coolest trophies to play for is the Paul Bunyan Axe. And I love it when the opposite team wins it from the previous year. And they run across the field and take the physical axe that is ginormous from the opponent's sideline. It's a really cool watch. Both defenses are coming up here. Let's give Wisconsin some credit because they've been playing with an interim coach for most of their season. They are bowl bound, and this is in Camp Randall. We all know that's probably the one SEC most like atmosphere is up in Madison. You get that third quarter jump around, so the crowd will be rocking. Minnesota's coming in. They got the nation's leading rusher and a little bit momentum on their side. I think it's going to be a low-scoring, close game. I personally favor Minnesota to win out. My confidence level is about 1.2 on this one, so it wouldn't surprise me the least if Wisconsin comes out the victor. The Iron Bowl. It's been 2 years since Auburn's defeated Alabama, and this one could on paper be ugly. The spread is 21.5. Honestly, there's really no reason why Alabama shouldn't win by at least 26. No reason at all. Brian Harsin fired. The team ceiling is just low. I'm sorry, Auburn's current ceiling is just low. They really don't have a strong passing attack at all. They rely heavy on Tank and just the ability to run the ball. Their defense has been stout lately. But now in comes Cadillac, and all of a sudden, everybody is just re-energized, and it's a true college home field advantage atmosphere there at Jordan-Hare. Problem is they're not at Jordan-Hare. They're in Bryant-Denny. Alabama really doesn't have but so much to play for but the pride of the game, and to possibly lock up somewhere like an Orange Bowl, possibly a Cotton Bowl type of situation. No reason in the world Alabama should not win by at least 26. Having said that, Cadillac's got those guys playing really well. I wouldn't be absolutely shocked if this is closer than the experts think, though. But Alabama, shame on you if you don't win huge. I don't care what the new trophy says. This is not the Platypus Trophy. This is the Civil War. This is what it was known as when I was growing up loving college football in the 80s. This was the Civil War. And now it's Perry the Platypus Trophy. Okay, whatever. Beside that, this is actually going to be one of the better, more exciting games on the season. You got Bo Nix coming into the West Coast. I'm sorry, play the Bo Nix homer card, but I think he's going to be the difference maker. A lot of Crew Nation's also on the Ducks going into the road into Corvallis. It's going to be this one's going to be entertaining, and Oregon State's pulled off this victory before in the past. They could easily do it again. Easily do it again. Anytime you play for a trophy that is a weapon of WWE superstar Sheamus, I'm going to love it. They're playing for the Jeweled Shillelagh. Notre Dame at USC. USC is still fighting for a playoff contention. They need a win here. They need a win next week. And then possibly they could jump into the 4 spot. Look, I'm impressed that the line is only 5.5, but I honestly think this one could get away from Notre Dame fast. I think this is just USC is starting to rock on offense, and their defense is going to do good enough, and they're going to put up some points, and I think USC is going to win big. So there you have it, Crew Nation. There's my thoughts, our picks. It's Bible weekend as the Nissan Heisman commercial mocks it. What are your thoughts? Do you enjoy this stuff? Do you want to be part of the Crew Nation? Check out our team shop below in the comments, in the description, and help support us as well. Fast turnaround. Hopefully you enjoy it. But give us a subscribe, give us a like, give us some comments of your thoughts of our predictions for going into the final game week of regular season, and look for some of our other videos leading into the bowls. Thanks for watching.